Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. What is going on? Yes, the sound was off on the intro. I got a copyright strike for it. Not a strike. It's not the same. It sounds like it's the same, but I can't monetize the last video that I used it because I guess that song is taken by someone. So no music, unfortunately, is going to be on the intro until I get something figured out. I don't know. What am I gonna do? So I can't really do much about it, but that's okay. The intro is still pretty fire. I need to do something about the music, I guess. George will be joining. Yeah, copyright claim. Yeah, exactly. So George will be joining soon. I don't know when exactly he'll show up. And I normally go live on my Rumble stream and game for a couple hours before the Tuesday night. Monday and Tuesday, I try to do that before I go live. Today I didn't go live because I was watching what was going on with Trump. Now, he was in New York today and got booked and went to the courthouse for his arraignment. And I watched pretty much a couple different people's takes on it. I was watching Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, his live stream, D Day Cobra. He was watching it live and just kind of commenting on things. It was actually rather entertaining. And he's got a pretty big show tonight, which would be good. Tuesday night's main event. So definitely check that out later tonight. I will be going live over on my Rumble page directly after the show. I'm going to be doing the Master Root of Nightmares raid. At least I think I will. I'm not really sure. So anyway, today I'm just going to be talking about what's going on with Trump and what happened today, what the future may hold as far as his candidacy. It's bullshit, really. I mean, they spent an insane amount of money. In fact, Trump tweeted out, sorry, truthed out. I don't know what it's called. Whatever. He tweeted out on Truth Social, and let me just bring up this. So he said, Alvin Bragg, who is the I think it's the district attorney who is bringing the case against him, shut down New York City, brought in 38,000 New York City police officers, and will spend an estimated $200 million of New York City funds for a totally legal $130,000 NDA. On top of that, the Ninth Circuit Court just awarded me 122,000 over the 500,000 already awarded from Stormy Horseface Daniels. He had to throw that horse face in there, didn't he? I mean, you know what's funny? I don't even know what Stormy Daniels looks like. I feel like I need to just all right, let's do this. Stormy Daniels. What is she? Daniels. Now, am I gonna get a recent picture or in her prime when she was paid off picture? Okay, so this is Stormy Daniels. Hmm. Well, she's got a massive rack. She kinda she looks like Heather Graham, but not hot. Like, I'm not like Heather Graham's sister that's jealous Heather Graham is hotter than her. Am I thinking of the right person? Heather Graham? She was in Austin Powers? Wait, hold on. Graham? Yeah, yeah, Heather Graham. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not right. Yeah, like the sister who was like, "How come you look cute and I don't?" Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. She was in The Hangover too? Oh, Heather Graham was? Yeah, I mean, cool, Trump. All right. I mean, Ivanka Trump, I think is way, way hotter than Stormy Daniels. Am I crazy? I mean, Ivanka Trump versus Stormy Daniels? I mean, is her name really Stormy though? That's sounds like a porn name. Let's be real. Anyway, this is all about this stupid payment, which I guess Cohen, is it Michael Cohen, made the payment, and then they're claiming that Trump lied and paid him to pay her or some shit and use campaign funds or something that none of it's actually provable, and Cohen even admitted, like, Trump never paid. Of course, didn't he commit perjury? Didn't they? So I it's all rather messy, right? It's all rather messy. But the federal DA or the federal courts didn't even want to bring these charges up. They were like, "This is bullshit. This is nothing. We're not going to do it." Alvin Bragg, the jackass that's in New York, basically, I remember hearing about him really want to bring Trump down, and he he went on this speech after the arraignment. Trump is in his motorcade going to the Trump mobile, the Trump plane, and Alvin Bragg gets up and starts talking about basically his whole case and laying out the reasons why it's like it was his opening remarks in court, but it was public. It was very odd. It was weird. It didn't really make a lot of sense because he kept alluding to the fact that there was all the stuff that was done was covering up another crime. So it made it a crime. But he never actually said what that other crime was. It was just like, yeah, this stuff all alluded to another crime. It was covering up a different crime. Well, like, well, what was that? What crime was that? You'd think that Trump, being the most investigated American maybe ever, right? Ever. I mean, name someone who's been investigated more than Donald Trump. I can't. Chat. I'm looking at you. Is there anyone that's been investigated more than him? I don't think so. I think he's the most investigated man. I don't know about on the planet or whatnot, but it's crazy. You think that they would find something? No, no, they're bringing 34 felony charges for stuff that covered up a different crime. What was that crime, you ask? I don't know. John Gotti? Nick Fuentes? I mean, is Fuentes investigated or just the internet hate? Well, I don't want to say the internet because there's a certain sect of the internet that loves him, but then there's another sect of the internet that hates him. I don't know if Al Capone was more investigated than Trump. I know he was very much high on the list. A couple of people are saying Al Capone. Maybe Al Capone. That might be true. I don't know much about Fuentes. I've heard a lot of stuff from him. He's pretty funny actually, and very obviously aware of the political landscape. El Chapo is not an American though. Is he? Isn't he Mexican, El Chapo? I don't know. Catboys love Nick. I think he loves Catboys too, right? I don't know. That's the running joke. I got nothing against him though. Seems like he owns his shit to some extent, I guess, right? King says Fuentes is a weirdo. I mean, I feel like everyone has their weird quirks, right? Everyone's got something that makes them weird. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe some people are just boring. Billy the Kid? I mean, he was chased, but was he investigated as much as Trump has been? I don't think so. But the point is, you think that they would have come after him for anything, but they're trying to claim that he lied on like business forms or some shit because of this Stormy Daniels NDA, which Trump actually says in this tweet it was legal. It was a totally legal $130,000 NDA. So if that was a legal NDA that she got paid for, and now he's been awarded over $500,000 from for court fees and stuff, and that she has to pay him, which is kind of funny. Like, you screw a girl, force her to sign an NDA, maybe she broke the NDA, and then she has to pay 3 times as much? It's kinda has that ever happened in history? Over $500,000 from the girl you screwed? Usually it's the other way around, right? Oh, snap, it's Dave. What's good? Adam, yo, Ninth Circuit Court just awarded Trump 121 million from Stormy Daniels. This is true. No, 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 no. That's way too much. It was 100 and well, according to Trump, is 122,000 on top of the 500,000 that she already owes him. So, I don't know where that 121 mil is from, but certainly getting paid from her. Not that I feel like that's chump change for Trump, isn't it? EHEF for 20. What's good? Bill Clinton had a Dimbo squad, paid dozens of women not to talk. Up until 2017, there was government-wide taxpayer-funded hush money fund for politicians to pay people off. Find those articles and get them trending. Yeah, it's interesting. So we're looking at this, right? Even if something happens to Trump, which I don't think is going to happen. I didn't think he was going to get arrested. You know, I'm looking forward to that mugshot because if we see that mugshot, it's gonna be one of the most famous mugshots ever, ever. People are gonna be rocking it as T-shirts on both sides of the aisle. One side's gonna be like, "We finally got him, boom, mugshot." The other side's gonna be like, "He's a fucking badass, mugshot, boom." And everyone's gonna be like, "Well, which side are you on? You're wearing the mugshot shirt." You know? I'll rock it. I want a little freaking hat. I like rocking hats. I don't know if you guys noticed. Constantly rocking a hat. I just don't feel like doing my hair, and it's actually growing out. It's starting to. Oh, can't really can't really tell, but it's starting to grow out, and I'm lazy when it comes to like doing my hair. I've never done it. It's always bothered me. Like I don't care to do my hair. I used to just throw it in a freaking not a bun, although there's a time when you have to because you can't actually put it in a proper ponytail where it lays down, which I prefer. I never liked having it out and about because it was just annoying. It was in my face. And then if I cut it too short, then you actually have to do it every day, and I just throw a hat on. Anyway, what am I talking? I'm not talking about me right now. I'm talking about Trump. Anyway, how are you guys doing? It's good to be back. I really I miss this. All the shows that I'm on nowadays is banter between a lot of different people, and that is good. I enjoy the back and forth conversations, the poking fun at each other, laughing a lot about whatever we're talking about. But oftentimes I find myself having a point that I want to make and it being drowned out by others, having also good points. But this is nice. I kind of miss just hanging out, talking about what I want to talk about. And maybe I should, I don't know, do something about that. I can't commit to being up late though. Though I have been staying up kind of late sometimes. It's you like solo more? Thanks. Thanks, cousin of death. I appreciate you guys. You miss it too, Carnell? Yeah, I have a lot of cool articles that I've been sitting on because they're just really cool. I have this one article, which is kind of funny. It's the top 10. Let me pull it up. T- Here's the top 10 threats to survival of civilization. Doesn't that sound like a really great article to go over and laugh at? I had an interesting someone tagged me in a tweet. It was someone who represents the Flat Earth Society. They said, "Hey Adam, I would love to come on your podcast and be interviewed and tell you about the world of flat Earth. We feel like the science and the narrative has lied to you and the rest of everyone, and we want to come set the record straight and tell you the truth about flat Earth." No, funny enough, Andreas, I don't think he's a flat earther. I think he's more of like I will believe anything until it's concretely proven wrong in my own eyes. That's more what Andreas is. He's open to everything, I think, right? Love the guy. What do you guys think? A hollow earther. Yes, King. That's more accurate. King, did you finish watching the episode yesterday? every time every time I think about the moment I cut George off yesterday, I can't stop laughing because it was just so money. You saw it? I didn't even know he was gonna say transhumanism. I just and then he said it, and I died, dude, because I cut him off just so perfectly. It was so good. No one expected it. Oh, I love those guys. You know what I did today? I bought Flaud's new album or Flaud's new single on iTunes. Flawed is on iTunes, which is just so cool. Flawdzilla on iTunes. You can purchase Grateful. It was like 70 cents. No, it was like 60 something cents, like 65 cents. Amazing song. I can't stop listening to it. Flawdzilla on iTunes. Definitely check it out. Please go support him. I love seeing my homies do good. That song, you can hear it in his voice, how happy he is, and I love hearing it. There's multiple reasons I love that song. It's a great song. It's got a great beat. It's got an incredible message. Yeah, it's very religious, but I don't care. I mean, the message is so powerful, whether you believe God or not. And then the fact that it's my homie who I don't know how many of you saw the interview that I when I interviewed Flawed. How many of you guys were there for that? So when I interviewed him, I didn't know anything about him. And then at the end of that interview, I was like, damn, dude, like you've been through a lot. So for me to hear this song, knowing about his life, I'm just so proud of him. I can he made a little clip on Twitter and it's on his it's tagged on or it's pinned on his Twitter page. And there's a moment where he says, I I was I'm out of depression, and he's smiling like he conquered depression, right? That you can feel the energy from him. And now I listen to the song and it's just like 10 times better because I know him and I feel the realness of the person that he is. So I know those words are true. They weren't just written. And then as a musician too, I know when a song flows out of you and a song is just solid and you're like, wow, I wrote the song. It's done. I wrote Freely in 5 minutes. I'm not joking. It took me 5 minutes to write Freely. I started playing it a little bit. I was like, oh, this is cool. I kind of like this. And then 5 minutes later, I was like, holy shit, this full song is done. And then I went and played it for Nisha, and she was like, wow, that's amazing. Mr. Wolfgram, you saw that interview? Nice. Yeah, so I mean, the bars are amazing, right, Duke? Did you do it freely? Yes, I did, Hydro. Yeah, you got it. His song gave me the feels, man. Me too. Every time I was cooking dinner earlier, and I just had my phone in my pocket with it just playing on repeat. And the way that he made the song, if you just let it on repeat, you don't really hear it end or begin. It kind of flows perfectly right back into itself. And I know you did that on purpose, Vlad, and props for that. All right, I got George in the waiting. Let's bring him on. I want to hear what his thoughts are on this whole Trump thing. We'll get back into this Trump conversation now that George is here. George,
Hey, what's going on?
how you doing, sir?
Doing great. I was just laughing because I read the news when I was pulling up at a stoplight. You know, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals today awarded Trump another $122,000 in the Stormy Daniels case. Like they're forcing her to pay more. So it's like you have this one court who's like going, yeah, you did nothing wrong, and they forced her to pay what I think it was 220 or 300. Now another 122,000. So it's like
it's 622,000 total now that she has to pay Trump.
I mean, it keeps adding up. Plus, it was 3 weeks ago when they first dropped the whole, we're going to indict him.
Yeah.
Trump had released the original letter, which Stormy Daniels had written. I think it was 2016, where she said there's no affair between us. You can find it online.
Oh.
Yeah. He said she had said back then there was no affair between us, and she wanted to make this certain. I can show it to you. I have it
So
somewhere.
they didn't even do anything together.
That's what she said in 2016. But the story started changing after that. So Trump's like, well, what's the point? Here's her letter that she had sent to the papers saying, please stop this.
So Trump didn't even do anything with her. So what is the NDA for?
I think that I don't know. My only opinion is making shit up because a lot of these people. It's like I had a friend of mine who wasn't a billionaire, but he was in the oil and gas industry, and he had
Yeah.
money,
He has a
and
lot of money.
he got not Trump money, but like set for life, and he got hit multiple times with like a secretary saying you looked at me funny, and his lawyers would be like, you know what, you have two paths. You can either fight every one of these, or you can just throw him some money and shut the fuck up and move on. It's like, it's which route do you want to go? I think he made a mistake because I'm like, once you open that avenue up, you're going to get people doing it all the time. And he had it happen to him multiple times.
It's like, oh, it works. All right.
And a lot of those
Okay.
people do that, unfortunately. Like they just toss people some money.
That's because people want the easy way and they'll take it whenever they can. And then the people with money are like, that's pittance to me. Who cares?
Well, because they look at it as time, energy, effort. Lawyers, they're like, you have an attorney's charging them $1,500 an hour. How much is this going to cost to take it to court? They're like, it's probably going to cost you more than what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Plus publicity.
Yeah. I don't like NDAs. I
know.
I'm opposed to them. I understand them in some cases. I've had to sign them in the past. I'm currently under no NDA for anything, and I like it that way. There's something about that makes me feel
NDAs
free.
I like NDAs for something that's proprietary.
Yeah, exactly. We're working on this product. We don't want anyone to know about it, or we're going to release a campaign that has some new product in it that we don't want anyone to know about it. But this is something that I've actually I've done where I had to sign it. I think it was for the Apple Watch. I did the campaign for the Apple Watch. My face was like, if you go to the Apple Watch, like the Apple store, and you look at the Apple Watch, it was like my face.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool, brother. No, I like that. I've also thought that maybe if they didn't have sex together, that the NDA was more like they hung out. And I didn't think Trump wanted it known during his camp, during the time that he was deciding to go out, to say I was hanging out with a porn star. That's just me, but maybe he didn't give a shit. I don't really know what it was about, but she was the one who admitted it. Now, you would think someone with an NDA would say nothing, but the fact that she wrote the letter, where is that damn letter? Because it was interesting. Yeah, it was interesting the way when he released it. So he's like, what's the problem? We're going to show this in court when it comes time to it. Trump released
Adam's Apple Watch. Yes, that's good. And I wear it right here. Actually, it was a special edition made just for me. I could never read it. It was kind of annoying, but
were they nice to work with? Good to work with?
Oh no, they were really cool. Actually, that's one of the few jobs that when I did the casting for it, they were like, "Hey, do you have any like friends that you want to bring in? Because we're looking for." Like models, but also like their crew of friends. And at the moment, that's a time where I was riding professionally, skateboarding. So I was riding around New York with a skate crew, and I was like, guys, you want to come do this Apple campaign with me? And they were like, hell yeah! And I felt really bad because all of us had like such a cool vibe, and I'm not surprised because they were, my friends, they were attractive and like cool looking and had their own, they were very much self-validated. And one of my friends wasn't called back for the second casting. They were like, oh, you guys are great. Can I get you, and you? And then they like totally avoided one of my friends. And then we all went to we were flown to California for like a week, and we were all hanging out in the hotel and like did this campaign. And it was just like, oh man, my one buddy like didn't make the cut, and they wanted all the rest of us. It was like, oh, sorry, dude. I felt so bad, but what can I do? But that never happened before, where I like got to bring in my own friends, and I got them this freaking great high paying Apple job, the Apple campaign. It was cool. I really liked it.
Well, that's good. So while I'm looking for that,
no, it wasn't him. I didn't know
Well,
Tim at that time. That's funny.
well, I was looking for that. It's just really interesting because you heard today the news was reporting that the judge, obviously didn't put a gag order on him, but
Yeah, I saw that.
warned them because
I didn't like this. Please finish that though. Finish your
well, I
statement
didn't like it because the
for those who
prosecution was
missed it.
like, the prosecution was basically like, I think it was either the assistant to Bragg was like, did you see this picture that Trump put out on social media with him having a
It's
bat?
he's got a bat in his hand, and there's this could be inciting violence. It's like, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up, man. That's what they want. They wanted to paint this picture to about Trump being this, like, I don't know, mafia don that has these people out there that he can, like, post that picture, and then
Right.
suddenly people will attack Alvin Bragg because of it. And it's like, that's not the case at all. It's a freaking it was this joke meme that someone probably made and put it on there, you know? I think that's the same reason why Alvin Bragg came out and, like, was making his opening case, his statement against Trump to the public, not in court. And it
Right.
was right after the arraignment. Like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, right. You actually have nothing. So
No.
all you're doing is trying to put this out, portray this whole thing as though he's this huge criminal. And then we're going to push this all the way back to December now.
In
Is the next,
February,
it's
December is his
February now?
yeah, December is his where he has to go show up for, I don't remember what they call it. He has to show up at court. But the trial's supposed to begin in February, which to me, I think his attorneys, obviously they're going to do this. They're going to push for a speedy trial because they want it to coincide with right after
The
Iowa. So
election.
he's having to go right all the way through campaigning. Like, let me go to court so you can have the media blasting it every day, basically saying, well, even if he wins, do you know what's going to happen? What happens if he's prosecuted? What happens if he's actually found guilty and blah, blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah, blah.
Oh,
To
okay.
me,
Is this the letter here?
yeah, this is the letter.
To whom it may concern, over the past few weeks, I have been asked countless times to comment on reports of an alleged sexual relationship I had with Donald Trump many, many, many years ago. 3 manys, by the way. That's many, many, many years. Wow. That's so official. The fact of the matter is that each party to this alleged affair denied its existence in 2006, 2011, 211. Actually, that's 2011, 2016, 2017, and now again in 2018. Wow, have you ever? I've never been to the year 2011.
Interesting.
She's a time traveler, it seems.
We found one.
I am not denying this affair because I was paid hush money, as has been reported in overseas owned tabloids. I am denying this affair because it never happened. I will have no further comment on this matter. Feel free to check me out on Instagram at Stormy Daniels. Well, that last line,
Yeah.
feel free to come check me out on Instagram. Like,
Go
what?
watch my porn.
You're plugging yourself on this denial letter? Okay,
Right.
that was horribly written. My
Yeah.
goodness.
What
So
she
obviously
told,
it came from her. I believe it.
right. A little while later, she was on Jimmy Kimmel and he asked her about it. And she's like, I really don't know. I don't remember if I wrote it. But then she tried to say it
What?
could be. Yeah, she went and because she started trying to retract it. Like she goes, it doesn't really look like my signature, but it kind of does. But I'm not sure.
I've never lived in the year 2011. Clearly, that's not me.
So it was.
No.
It was. Then her attorney was like, "Oh, you remember that guy who ended up getting convicted? The
Which one?
attorney.
What are you talking about?
The one that the Democrats were trying to make out to be. He's like the one to bring down Trump.
No. Yeah, it starts with an A.
Can't remember his name. The one who was
Chat-
every day on
What's
like
his name?
every channel.
Oh fuck! It's gonna
They
bug
even
me.
said he should go become
No,
president.
not Cohen. It's a Democrat. It starts with an A. I'm pretty sure. I don't
Let
remember.
me see. Stormy Daniels former
Oh,
attorney.
what is it? Oh, Avenatti.
Yeah, Avenatti. Yeah.
That's. I
Michael.
knew it was an A. I knew it was an A.
Michael Avenatti.
Thank you, chat. Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
he
and then
turned out to be a scumbag.
right. He was like he was a gross human being, basically.
Wow.
Right? It's like, oh, all right.
He's the
Well,
one
I
who
mean,
tried to grift Nike.
did he really?
Yeah, that's what one of the charges was. I think it was like for $10 to $14 million. Some say it was
Holy
20.
shit!
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's what they ended up. Nike went after him. That's one of the things besides his tax problems and everything else.
Oh
It was
man.
basically like, we're going to cut this deal for this, or I have some information against you. And Nike's like, you're this like little putz, you know, like, how much money we have.
Yeah, who the hell are you, man?
Right.
You tried to extort Nike. Good
But
luck,
it,
dude.
but it was at the time. Remember, he was outside of Trump during that time. He was the most like the host, the guest that had been on the most channels with like in a year. Like he was doing two or three shows a day, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, everybody.
Yep. Well, he fit right in with that crowd, didn't he? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I don't trust any of those people.
Mm-mm.
So,
So it's
did you
interesting what
see?
they're
Did
gonna
you
do.
see when he walked in? Did you see the look on his face? For the, you know, let me see if
Fuck.
I could. I think I could find his picture. I think I
He was
just
like
I found.
Spartan.
Well, when I saw it, I instantly was like, I want to see that with red eyes. Like
Ooh.
I want to see it with red eyes, and I'm like, I'm sure someone's gonna do it. And I jumped into freaking Twitter, and what do I
Oh.
see right away? It was actually just Jack Posobiec posting this picture. And then I was like, and then the first top comment, I'm like, oh, there it is. Red-eyed. Dude, if this doesn't
Terminator.
like, he is pissed, dude. He's like, I can't believe I'm fucking dealing with this shit.
Right.
And I can't believe he's fucking dealing with this either. But the problem is, for the Democrats, what they don't understand is this is opening a can of worms that they can't close because this is the avenue that they went. They are now prosecuting their political opponents for bullshit. They're making shit up, and they're taking a tiny little mole and saying, look, it's a mountain. Oh my gosh, we need to arrest him. We need to stop him. We need to make him. Actually, they're making him a martyr now. They're basically using anything they can, but what they
He's a
don't.
political prisoner now, if you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but they don't realize. I mean, didn't Hillary like a week ago or something just have to pay fines or some shit for
That's it. For
lying about something?
right. But
It's like,
again, it's the same thing. Biden even admitted, was it this morning or last night? There's a video of him admitting, saying the quiet part out loud. We're going to stop it. We have to kill this candidacy or kill his
wow.
ability to be president again. I have that clip.
Oh my goodness.
But here you can see they started selling the shirt, even though he didn't get a mugshot.
Are we gonna get that mugshot, you think?
No, they're not going to do it. That's why they didn't do the gag order. They're trying to at the same time, but Trump's already selling that.
Trump's selling it?
Oh,
Oh man. I mean, why couldn't he get the mugshot? Couldn't he legally get it?
No, they it's up to them. They didn't want to have that. What are they going to have? Him surrounded by Secret Service? There were people who were talking about it. You know,
I would see it.
It's
That would be pretty badass.
They both. It's like you realize that somebody is telling them we have fucked up, but we're also trying to thread the needle. We're trying to destroy him without destroying ourselves. But the reality is we've crossed the Rubicon. I think at this point, I think America is now on a timer. We're on a clock. It's either going to the end or to a new beginning. That's just my opinion. You can't.
We're really in a scary moment in time right now because of America, the world, like the direction that America takes will really steer the way the world in a chaotic manner too.
Yeah.
Like before that, it was kind of like a controlled steering, where now if America does fall, China's like chomping at the bits, dude. Like
they're making fun of us left and right. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to control the world for the past probably 50 years, and it's been a long plan for them to actually do it. They came out 5 years ago and said the world would be a better place under our rule, and it's like, damn, that's a frightening premise. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And now we see America being totally decimated by crime, the borders being overrun, fentanyl, the government, fascist control over the internet. Like, this shit's insane. Now, I don't think the Restrict Act is going to actually go anywhere. I think
but they'll try again.
Sure, they will, but it's dead in the water. Too many people are paying attention, and that's what I love. I mean, you were telling me yesterday about the swing. Tell me more about this, about the amount of people that now it was the amount of money that he made. And what was it like?
It was originally
40%.
Yeah, it was 40% of new donors, and that was 4 million. As of yesterday, they said it was 7 million after he arrived in New York. So the number keeps changing and funny enough, CNN put out a poll, which those are always tilted.
Yeah.
So CNN puts out a poll this morning, and it said that over 62% of the country believes this is politically motivated. It's like 40% of the Democrats. It basically came down. The only people who believe he deserves it and who believes it's not politically motivated is about 23%. So the
The
radicals,
extremities,
right?
yeah, the radicals, yeah, exactly. And most normal human beings are like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Right.
Like it's Biden using, and I don't even want to say it's Biden because I think someone's got their hand up his ass,
No, diaper Don, he can't do anything. He's a
puppeting
puppet.
whatever, you know,
Right.
like, but whoever is controlling the Democrats or the electoral or the executive branch, I think is just wants to destroy him and wants to destroy America, and they're taking money from China and
They don't
running with
care.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
they're at this. They're sorry. Go ahead.
no. You're absolutely right. But I don't think it's Trump they want to destroy. I think they want to destroy anyone who wants to follow in his footsteps. Like I've
Correct.
always said, even with all his faults, he's very poignant impression about certain things where he's like, this is not me they're coming after. I'm in the way. It's you. They don't like the fact that you what is this all about? It's a temper tantrum coming from people who had total control, who their game plan was interrupted. Hillary was
Yep.
supposed to win. It was supposed to be the
True.
extension of Obama's campaign, which is what we got now with Biden of his presidency.
Hmm.
And Trump stomped it. But what is Trump? He was the voice for X amount of million of people. So it's like,
Yep.
it's not him. And it was Evan McMullen. You remember that former CIA spook who ran? He ran in 2016 against Trump. He would constantly attack him. He ran as a Republican. I think he didn't even pick up a delegate. But he made a
No, no,
statement
no.
before he started campaigning. He says, we not only have to destroy Trump, we have to destroy the image and idea of him so no one ever tries this again. It's don't you ever dare come and challenge the boys club. We control
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, and that boys club, that attitude is the problem with the world because I don't want to just say America because I feel like that exists in every country.
Right.
It's that old money mentality, and it might not just be old money, but I when I did a deep dive onto Trump,
Right.
I when he moved from Brooklyn to Manhattan and started working on fuck, what was the name of that hotel? He did a hotel before Trump Tower, and when he redid the hotel, he bought the hotel and redid it completely. It was amazing what he did. Uh, People were like, we don't really like you coming into Manhattan." And then he started building Trump Tower and pissed everyone off. They're like, "Oh,
Right.
hell no. You know, you don't belong here. You're new money." Even though it's like technically it was his grandfather's
Right.
business that his dad then picked up when his dad was like 9 or no, like 12 or something when Trump's grandfather died, and
Died.
he
Yeah.
inherited the company at like 12. You know, it's crazy. But, they built the Trump's business, the Trump organization off government cut subsidies and just kinda, like, figuring out how to make money, and then they did, and so technically it is new money, but it's the American dream, baby.
That's what America.
German kicked his grandfather out. They're like, "You didn't ask permission to leave," and he was like, "Well, fuck you, I'm going to America." And then
But that's
look
what
at
we
the
were
Trump.
supposed to. But see, that's what they want to destroy. Is that we were the
Exactly.
first time we had a. Well, you have the American dream of going from nothing to everything, or
Yep,
even an established middle class that had a voice and had freedom. They don't want that. They want to go back to lords and serfs, and that's why
exactly.
I've never seen. See, I don't care how much people dislike Trump. You at some point have to admit that we've never seen another human being take so many arrows for what he believes in. Now, you could say I disagree with what he believes. I can disagree with what he's done, but you have to admire that to some degree or respect it. It's a guy
Yep.
who keeps fighting because it's not for money. It's not for power.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
so it's like
he's a billionaire. What the hell does
right.
he need this shit for? He doesn't need to take arrows. He could go buy an island and live with for the rest of his life golfing every day. Every
He
single
could
day he
still
could
be
just golf.
celebrated by Hollywood like he used to be before he ran. Remember, he had all
Yeah,
the
man.
parties, all the stuff. He didn't need any of it.
Right. Isn't he the first president to actually leave office losing money?
Yep.
Every other
Besides
president,
Truman, because he never had money.
oh, right. So that doesn't count.
Yeah. No, but he's the first one after Truman because Truman never had money. That's why they made the Retirement Act. Because
Because they're like, we
Truman
can't have
didn't
a
have a pot to piss in. He was going to go back to live with after office, go back to live with his mother-in-law.
the Secret Service were like, damn, we can't live in that house with her.
It's that's when they made the Retirement Act for presidents. Because before that, most people who ran for office were from a class that had money, because it was
Right,
always
true.
of the belief. It was always of the belief. If you had money, you couldn't be bought. You couldn't be corrupted. Therefore, you didn't want someone who wasn't wealthy, because they would be enticed to sell the country out or their office out for.
That's really sad, because I don't think it matters, because there are certain people that would act the same whether they have money or not.
I agree.
And that goes for the evil people as well.
Oh yeah,
You know, the evil people would want to scheme and connive for money, whether they're poor or rich. And the sadly, I think those people at the top are on the evil side
I
that
agree.
want to just keep the money. But there's something called a sweat lord. I think
Oh,
I explained this to
you
you, right?
did. I didn't know what it
what a
was about the
sweat-
game. Yeah.
So, for those who don't know what a sweat lord is, those are the types of gamers. They want to be the best. They want all the best items, and they want to just excel in the game, with the rare exception of not wanting anyone else to have all the best items and be the best in the game. They want to be the sole best player. That's what I refer to as sweat lords.
Gotcha.
Now, there's people who want all the best stuff, like myself. Like, I want all the best stuff, but I also want all of my homies, and I want everyone to have all the best stuff. Like, there's two different types of people, right? I mean, there's
Rising
probably
tide
many
lifts
other.
all boats. You want everybody to have it. Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
So to me, when I look at politics and the world elites, they're all sweat lords. They want, like you said, lords and serfs, right? Essentially, that's what they want. They want all the power. They want to own the earth, and they want no one else to have anything.
Nope.
Like, you will own nothing and be happy. Like, that famous quote now is truly how they feel about everyone other than themselves.
Yep.
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
How you doing, bud?
Once I'm in on the conversation.
You got a political party, huh? You're not a Democrat, are you? No, he's the other American in the house. I love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
But it's interesting where this goes from here. I mean, think about it. There was PJ Media, I think it was Matt Margolis. He made a suggestion, and now I've seen it by 4 of the journalists. They said, okay, well, it's time now to start pushing our local DAs around the country in all the red states to start prosecuting Democrats. Do it 10 to 1. Okay, you went after Trump for these bullshit charges. Okay, we need to start going after senators, former presidents, start having local DAs who are Republicans start charging.
Can we go after sitting presidents? Just wondering, because they mentioned, I couldn't believe this, dude. They mentioned the freaking documents that in Mar-a-Lago today, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Like, Trump's lawyers were working with the National Archives, I think it was. They were calling them like, hey, here's the documents. You could look through all of the ones that we still have just in case. Like, we're working with you, right? They're making sure everything, they were cooperating. What is this? What is that? Oh, it's just some freaking tree stuff. I gotta check them for ticks, because now ticks season is coming back. Because it's starting to be. At this point, I'll take the ticks as long as it gets warm again.
You don't mind?
I don't even mind anymore. So I thought that was really rich to hear that from the prosecutors today. When after this whole Mar-a-Lago thing went, it's like they think people have forgotten about it, right? The fact that Biden had them in his these secret documents in his garage. They had it in this old office, actually multiple different old offices.
1,250 documents so far they found.
1,250 now. Holy shit, it's up to 1,250.
But they haven't talked about Obama. See, that I think is the real cover-up, because he took it, or Clinton. They took everything with them.
Exactly.
The Clintons were the first ones who actually.
That's what they're setting, though. They're like, oh, well, we're going to go after Trump because this is all they have, and it's nothing.
No.
But when, I mean,
it's process crimes. Would you look at the indictment?
Do they even care? Do they even care? They don't fucking care.
But that's why you have to now have. That's why the public now has to have local red state DAs start charging their senators and Democrats, former ones, going after the Clintons. Nothing is stopping the local DA now from going out and charging Hillary for exactly what they did to him.
What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for?
Need someone with balls.
Lock her up. Remember that?
Because then they'll stop. Because they're not. A bully doesn't stop till you pop them in the face. That's the truth. And the Republicans, because they're uniparty, they haven't. I mean, you're seeing a few of them come around. You're even seeing some Democrats are like, this is just the look at. I always go back to constitutional attorney Dershowitz, a guy who's represented Trump, who says I would never vote for him in a million years. That's what he said before, right? But he says the Constitution is a Constitution. That's why I defend him. He goes, I've lost almost all of my friends, all of my associations when I defend him. But that's the right thing. He goes, that is what liberals used to do. We didn't care what you believed in. You had to defend the law.
That's a true liberal.
Right.
That's a true liberal right there.
Right. What? Not this. The indictment that I just scanned, it seemed like it was, I'm not sure, so don't hold me to this, but it seemed like it's basically they charged him these 34 counts, basically for each time he signed his name on the ledger on the paper. Now, how many fucking billionaires who are actually going to be doing their accounting? Because if we're going to follow that route, well, Jesus, time to take Bill Gates, Soros, everybody else. It's like you want to hold him accountable for his signature on a fucking ledger.
I mean, how much hypocrisy have we seen from the Democrats in the past couple of years? Let alone the further back you look, the more you find. I mean, for those who know, like I wasn't politically aware before 2020. I was very ignorant to that whole realm. But after 2020, I started paying attention, and the amount of hypocrisy that I saw when I was paying attention is just, it's bonkers. Like,
and that's
they don't
what's
care.
hurting people. Yeah, that's what's hurting people.
They'll stab someone and then yell at a Republican for stabbing someone. Like, how dare you do that as they're like stabbing someone? It's like, not obviously that's an extreme case. That's not a real example, but what's this here?
This was the clip. This was the clip that was released today. Here, make it bigger for you.
We just have to demonstrate that he will not take power by if he does run, making sure he under legitimate efforts of our Constitution does not become the next president again.
Wow.
I mean, talk about interfering in an election.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is that not illegal?
I would think so. I would think the fact that they're interfering now by holding the trial. See, to me, if we had a legitimate Supreme Court, this would be there tomorrow. I wouldn't care about the process, because you're like,
right.
You're going to have the leading candidate for a leading political party is going to be going to court during the campaign. Like, and y'all were afraid. Remember Jim Comey? He was afraid. Well, I didn't want to come out and talk. I didn't want to sway the election.
So stupid. It's freaking ridiculous, man.
But it was funny how he said it. It was funny that he admitted it. That's why I said he said the quiet part out loud. They want to stop him. Now, I think that it's going to make, unless they have something else planned, they're only going to make Trump unbeatable. Because you're having people in the last 36 hours. Well, I've been going to work. You meet people all around. I've met 6 Democrats who are like, I can't stand the guy. I'm voting for him just to say you can't do this. I was like, what?
Wow.
I was stunned because I do business with them, but I know they've been verging a little bit on the radical side lately. And I was just like, okay. I met a few independents like, I was done with Trump because I can't stand his mouth. So we always get into these arguments. I'm like, I cannot believe you still are making your decisions based on fucking nasty tweets. Like, that boggles my mind. Like, you rather have high energy prices and your country's screwed, but the tweets bother you. Like, but some people are that way, and they're going to vote for him. I was like,
well, good.
That's why I was.
All right, I want to apologize to Rumble. The people who are watching me on Rumble, I see some Rumble rants that have come in, but only 2. And I didn't see chat moving on Rumble for a little while, so I refreshed the page, and I don't see the chat that I did see that had come in when I started, but that now I see a couple Rumble rants. So if you Rumble ranted me earlier, I don't know where to even see the Rumble rants. Unfortunately, I apologize if I don't read your Rumble rant, but I'm going to read the ones that I do see here. Pepe Payne says NDAs and contract are ways for people to not give us the truth. Think of the FBI agents who've seen the laptop. NDA prevents them from telling us. Same with Epstein. Good point. Yep.
I wish that you would have old. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wish we would have like the generation, like we call the greatest generation from World War II. I don't know if this is true, but I have the feeling that if they knew something was wrong, they wouldn't give a damn NDA, no NDA. If they're like, this is illegal, I'm going to say it and damn the consequences. Like, I want people like that.
Yeah, people with conviction, right?
They're going to be like, so be it. Jail me. This is wrong. I'm going to tell you what's in it.
Right, exactly. Missed that shit. V6 Neon says Avenatti never paid the hush money to Stormy Daniels. He was also not giving money to clients after court cases went into the client's favor, and there were many clients. He was living well beyond his means. Yeah, not surprising. Let me see here. Why is YouTube being freaking weird? Okay, there we go. Oh snap, it's Dave again. Says, no, you don't watch Tim, but last night Charlie from Turning Point made a great statement. All these ADAs need to cover their asses because one mistake in this process and they're going to be disbarred.
They should be.
I mean, the district attorney looked nervous. I don't know if you guys saw his
Bragg?
Bragg, yeah. When he was, the way that he was answering questions, you know what he sounded like to me? He sounded like the press secretary for Biden.
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre, yeah, that girl. When she like today, she was like, I'm not going to comment on this case. It's ongoing and we don't do that. And it's like, well, what about the January 6th case? There's 500. You comment all the time on it. Well, it's not the same. Yeah, it is. No, well, now you're bullying me or some shit, but it's like the way that he was circling around today, like not really talking about shit, very much just gaslighting the shit out of anyone. It's like, bro, it's so obvious. All you want to do is just
secure his next election.
Well, no, it's just you just want to give the public eye on Trump negatively. I said that so weirdly, but
no, you're right.
He wants to portray Trump like some criminal, and that's all people are going to hear. It's basically it's akin to showing someone an article that the headline of the article says something, but then you read the article, and the context actually is like, oh, all right, that's not what it meant. It actually
New York Times does that all the time.
Right? It's like that's all it is. Now they don't even give a fuck about the case. In their head, he's already guilty, right? Yeah. Like Donald Trump Jr. posted a link to the Trump's daughter, or not Trump, excuse me, the judge's daughter in this case.
Oh, right.
Works for Biden. Works for the Biden and
Kamala.
and Kamala administration. Shows like there's a direct link there. Now, obviously, like they're not the same. So I can see, it's not really. It could be a conflict of interest, but it also could be a nothing, right? I don't know, because it's like
the judge has also donated over $20,000 over 5 years to anti-Trump pro-democratic organizations. To me, that's
seriously.
Yeah. He needs to be recused. Trump was like, you can't have a judge like that. He says this needs to be in Staten Island, where you have a balanced mix of Democrats and conservatives to pull the jury.
Or like
not a 99% communist in New York.
Right.
That's why they did 34 charges. They're going to show the jury, even though it's one thing, that they've elevated to the lowest level of a felony, like the lowest, I forgot what they call it, the lowest class. And so they can tell the jury, like, just need to find one of these, just one.
Well, Robert Barnes was talking about how this was, no. I'm sorry, uncivil law. I was watching. I was watching a bunch of different law stuff on this because I wanted to just kind of get a view of a lawyer, right? And so Robert Barnes did something with Viva, and that was a good episode. And then Uncivil Law was live earlier, and I was listening to him talk about it. And he was saying that, going upstate is probably a better option. Staten Island, yeah, of course, would make more sense. What?
Rhode Island?
I forget what I was going to say, actually.
I want to hear what Viva Fry has to say. I like hearing his take.
Viva didn't do much. He had a good couple questions, but Robert Barnes kind of did like the video that he put up.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really like Robert Barnes. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I love him.
He's got good takes on things. So, especially this, and he doesn't think it's gonna. Oh, that's what I was thinking. So, Uncivil Law was talking about. This sounds like some of those cases where they don't have anything. So what they try to do is bombard with as many cases as possible. to try, like you said, just
to make it look like something.
Like to make it seem worse than it is, and then listening to Alvin Bragg talking shit, and it's like he's doing his opening statement in court to the public. All they're trying to do with this is just make Trump look as bad as possible, but it's not working. That's the crazy part. Everything
because we don't do this. Yeah, because
everything I'm seeing, everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with them? All they're doing is persecuting him because he's on the other side. Like, this is fucked up. It's not working like they thought it would.
That's why I said we're on a timer, because there's only maybe 3 paths left. Either they have to accelerate their plans, whoever wants to destroy the U.S.
Yep.
So to get to the end, because at some point there will be, whether it's in Texas, whether it's in Oklahoma, somewhere a DA is in a red state, is going to get the balls up because he's going to look at his family one night, his kids, and go, I have to secure their future. And he's going to go after one of theirs. So then they're going to slap back the other side, and then this is going to slap back. And so it's like we're either going to the end or we're going to a new beginning. You can't just continue. We're in a Cold War. That's the reality. We're in a cold political war.
Doesn't feel like a Cold War, though.
Yeah, but that
Cold War, nothing happens. So they're actively going after people on the other side.
Well, I think Cold War, I mean, in the effect of everything is political and it's politically violent.
It's balancing, and it could friggin'
right. That's what I'm afraid of. And the thing is that, like, look at today. You had Marjorie Taylor Greene. I can't stand her anymore. I didn't like some of the things she said, but she has the right to go speak. She went up there to go support the former president, and you had other people. But they brought out their professional, protesters. That lady who's 75 years old who trained Occupy Wall Street had to do. So she was there, and she does this thing where she trains people so they get their entire body like right up to the person, but their hands are in the air so the cameras can catch them like this, right? While they're yelling, which if you have someone who's an inch from you, anywhere you move, right, you're going to either get bumped into them or bump them so they can say, oh, look, this is violence, this is assault, or so they can knock you down. So you will emotionally react so they can grab it on camera. Look at this Trump supporters. Right. Having the mayor, Eric Adams, the other day come out and say, this isn't a violent city. I'm like, are you fucking high?
Bro, I lived in New York for 12 years. It's a fucking violent city, and it's way worse now than I've ever seen. And I mean, I've had freaking knives pulled on me in New York. Like, bro, I've had some crazy stories in New York. And dude, the videos I've seen of what's going on in New York right now
subway killings.
Is bonkers, dude.
Every other week.
There was a guy that freaking shit in his hand and shoved it in an old woman's face on the subway. Like, dude, the subway is like the Wild West right now. Like, for him to come out and be like, this is a lawful city. We don't have no lawlessness around here. So you better be on your best behavior, Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling you out by name. Like, dude, fuck you, dude.
Yes.
Get your city in order first. And dude, what the fuck? Bro, I swear he just farted. That is nasty, dude.
I guess he's giving his opinion about what's going on. That's the way he's communicating.
Bro, this is the kind of behavior that would shit in your hand and shove it in someone's face. Yeah, that's right. Bro, he looked up like he's offended at his own fart. Like, bro, I'm offended that you sat on me for that. Whatever.
The one good thing that came out of this today, 48 hours ago, is did you hear about what happened to that gentleman in New York who was defending his life, who was going to be charged with murder? He went into the garage. Someone was breaking into a car. He told him to stop. The thief turned around and shot him. He got hit in the head, and I think he got hit in the arm. Somehow they got into a struggle. They don't know how it happened, but like the guy didn't die. They got into a struggle, and the guy who got shot the thief. And Bragg over the weekend was going to charge him with murder. But because Trump brought it to attention, basically saying, look, they let murderers go and they go after innocent people. He's like, oh, we're not pursuing charges. So I'm like, at least that's one like little silver lining. This guy's in his hospital.
Fuck Bragg. Fuck Democrats. Fuck you if you voted for Biden. Fuck Biden. Fuck Clintons. Fuck all these motherfuckers, dude. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm sick of it, man.
Well, look at Finland. You had good news near you the other day. Finland just replaced that
That woman.
Yeah, that emo WEF party girl. They're like, we
I
had
mean,
an
I didn't. I thought that partying news was stupid anyway. Like, fucking, who cares? She was partying with her friends, and like, I thought that was so stupid. Why people were upset about that?
Yeah, but it was some of the parties that she attended were WEF parties, which were she was like,
That makes it a little different. You're right, and
and
you know
she
what?
was
Hold on,
partying
and
during
add that to the
COVID.
list. And fuck the WEF. All right.
And she was doing it at a time when she was saying no one else could go out.
Oh well, fuck her for that then.
That's why they were like, what the hell?
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
fucked
like
up. All
it's
right.
like Italy has changed. You have Hungary, Orban. He sent Trump good wishes.
Yep.
He's like, we're with you because we're under attack by Soros and all the NGOs. You have Finland. So people, it's
Yep.
little, but it's happening.
Well, Sweden had an election here like 6 months ago where the conservative party got majority control again, and so they're it's
How has it been since then? Do you see a difference, or it's just the same old, just different name?
I haven't noticed it. I mean, the pipeline blowing up really fucking made electricity expensive as shit out here. It really threw Europe in a loop. So we're dealing with like it's crazy expensive. Gas is crazy expensive. Like 3 years ago, when I filled up my tank in America, it cost me $35 for a full tank, and that's like running on empty. I just filled my tank here. Guess how much it cost?
90.
$95.
Yeah, I've talked to my cousins in Greece. They say they just can't do like they used to do. They have to regulate, like, okay, you have to do multiple errands. They can't like, I'm just gonna go drive around. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look at that. No, they're like, you gotta.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad mentality anyway, right? I mean, it's better it'll help in the long run, even if it is cheap. Just be smart about when you use your gas.
Yeah,
I do enjoy driving around, yeah. But
beautiful
I miss
countryside.
I miss my other car. I miss my other car. I have a WRX in Arizona.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh man, I miss driving that thing. Well, of course that takes premium gas, which is like even more expensive. I don't even want to know about how much that shit is. So I'm looking forward to when gas is cheap again and I could get that thing out here.
I'm really surprised. Still, a lot of the EU hasn't held Biden accountable for the Nord Stream. I really thought that was going to come.
They're not. Do you hear about this? They're like, oh, we don't ask questions.
Like,
what? What the fuck are you talking about? Biden straight up said he's gonna delete the pipeline if Putin invades. Putin invaded, then the pipeline gets blown up. Like, what the fuck? It was Biden. There was a freaking Navy SEAL guy that came out and was like, yeah, our team did it. And was like, what? What the fuck? Like, dude, it's insane, man. But they don't. It's all the same team, dude. The WF, the Soroses of the world, like these fucking assholes, man. Balian for 20, thank you very much, says that's exactly right. Not fighting bullshit when it's forced on you leads to other bullshit down the road. It's exactly why Nick hired the best First Amendment lawyer to stick it to Monty, an internet weirdo being an idiot. Oh, well, I gotta catch up with Nick, man. I haven't talked to him in a while. I hope he's doing well. Mr. Squiggle says Brandy Love is better looking than Stormy Daniels anyways. She's a Trump supporting constitutional conservative too. Brandy Love. I don't know who that is, but
I've heard the name, but I don't have a face to put to it. I have to look up.
I believe you, Squiggles. Juan Castle says, "What's up, fellas? It's 5-shot espresso coffee latte. Is a 5. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna add that is there. What's up, fellas? Is a 5-shot espresso coffee latte too much? Just had one earlier. 30 minutes later, got the caffeine jitters really bad. Almost passed out. Well, if you can't handle a 5-shot espresso, then I keep reading it espresso, but it's espresso. That's what threw me off. I'm like, espresso. It's S, isn't it? It's espresso. Espresso. I love coffee, though. I'm not mad at you. The guy from The Place says, Adam, what's your order of the Knights Radiant? Oof. What is there, like 12 orders? Well, I really love flying. I wanted to join the Air Force. I wanted to be an astronaut as a kid. So I would probably be a wind runner. And don't you have 2? Isn't there like you're joined with another one, but but Kaladin is a windrunner, right? I think that's what I would want to be. This is a Brandon Sanderson book, The Storm.
Gotcha.
Stormlight
I haven't read
Archive.
it.
Oh man, great book. I'm in the middle of the third book currently. I'm
gonna
trying
have
to milk
check
it.
What's the name of the series?
The Stormlight Archive. It's very good. Oh, now you're gonna leave? You're gonna fart and bounce? I should have booted him when he farted on me. I'm gonna fart in your face.
Registering his complaint.
I'm gonna load one in the chamber one day and just friggin' I'm gonna find you and you're just chilling. Anyway, so we'll see what's going on with this. It seems like it's a nothing burger for now. I mean, they're all it is just them trying to interfere with the election. Obviously, we heard it from Biden's own mouth. So
right,
I'm gonna go. I do have some ad actually. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say they just asked him when you were reading the super chats. A reporter had just asked him in his last press availability for the day, "Don't you think this is politically divisive?" And he just laughed.
Biden just laughed?
Yeah.
What a fucking jackass. Oh my gosh. V6 Neon says, I drive a 1.6 Corolla and it cost me $50, 50 pounds to fill the tank.
That's
UK petrol down to 144 per liter, was at 180 per liter at its highest, and they are still pushing the net zero crap. Conservative in name only. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't mind continuing to go, but I still have yet to go live over on Rumble, so I'm gonna get over there and stream on Rumble, and so I'll be live here on Rumble in just a little bit. I'm gonna basically jump right over there. Normally, I go live early before the show, but I wasn't able to because I was just watching stuff with this Trump, watching the Trump stuff live, and just kind of tuning in on what was going on. So check it out on my Rumble, also on my locals channel. If I do stream for over 2, I don't know if I will or not, but I'll cut my Rumble stream and just be locals only for the supporters, for the real ones. Thank you guys very much. I will see you over there. George, you're the best.
I will see you next week.
See you next week,
tonight at 8:15 p.m.
I will.
I'll be watching. At Mar-a-Lago. He's going to give a speech.
Are you sitting on me now?
Because they didn't put that gag order on him yet.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what he has to say. So check it out, guys. Maybe I'll tune in live while I'm on my other channel. So. All right, George, I'll see you next time, buddy.
Okay.
All right, later, guys. Still don't have any sound for this.
Yeah, I'm getting the...
Oh, you're going to get some? Cool.
I'm getting the license.
Oh, really? So we can use the actual audio?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
This guy. All right, guys. See you next time.